And this is the Fight Library. We are live on Twitch, YouTube, and Twitter. I'm working on getting this to Facebook one of these days. And yeah, so before we get into this, please drop a sub, drop a like, drop whatever you are doing. And yeah, just whatever you like. Just come hang out and say hey, and follow me for more videos, because that's kind of what I'm leaning into doing now. It's a lot of video. Alright, so today we are talking about something fun. Ryan Garcia versus Luke Campbell in a really good fight. Let me do a real quick sound check. Yep. So Ryan Garcia, Luke Campbell happened this weekend, or this past weekend, I should say, and it was really fun. I enjoyed watching these two guys go at it. I managed to catch the 3 title fights, and that was cool. So, yeah, going forward, I'm kind of hyped on it. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead. We're gonna talk about that a little bit. Like I said, give me a follow, give me whatever you do on whatever you are at. We're gonna start from the first, I think, fight on the thing. Yeah, so not the first fight. I'm sorry, the first title fight. I am losing my mind here, guys. I really am. Lord have mercy. All right, so the first title fight I saw was Felix Alvarado and DJ Creel. I almost interviewed DJ Creel before this fight, and we texted back and forth for a couple minutes here, and just couldn't get it going. So yeah, DJ Creel, I was pulling for him. He stepped up a weight class to take on Felix Alvarado. He stepped up to 107 and couldn't get it done. Felix was just too big and too powerful for him. So Felix comes out and really batters DJ around a little bit early on in the fight. I think it was the second round. And yeah, we look at that fight and it's like, oh, it's getting ugly, and thinking about throwing in the towel. But then DJ starts coming back and he starts doing his thing. So he starts like just piecing him up, honestly. He's not going to hurt him. That's not how DJ does things. But he did a good job of boxing. He did a real good job of boxing, and I think that's the most important thing. Getting there was boxing, because he wasn't going to knock out Felix Alvarado. He was way too big for him. DJ's a small guy, atomweight champion. So yeah, I liked what I saw from DJ, but man, I don't know if he has a home at 107 anymore. He looked great early on, and then Felix decided, you know what, I'm tired of this. I really am. So I'm going to go ahead and batter this guy. And in the 10th round, it was just too much damage, and DJ was put away. Point blank. It wasn't like it was anything fancy or crazy or anything like that. It was just, yeah. So, man, it was, I don't know if DJ Krill, I don't know. It was just a rough fight to watch, honestly, and his corner really should have thrown in the towel. Up next on the card was the super featherweight title bout between Rene Alvarado, Felix's brother, and Roger Gutierrez. This was for the Alvarado's WBA World Super Featherweight title. They had fought before, and Rene had won that fight. This time, Gutierrez came in and got the job done, and he looked fan-freaking-tastic. I'm talking, he looked better than anybody I've seen in a long time. So, I was pulling for Rene because I interviewed him, and he was really nice and all that. But, man, Roger was just a beast on the day. I mean, he was just at another level. And he goes in there and he hurts Rene. But then Rene, it's kind of like the DJ Creel fight. Rene starts to come in and starts to box, actually. And he outboxes Roger Gutierrez for the majority of the fight. And then Roger Gutierrez comes at the end of the fight and really starts to piece up Rene. So, that's kind of crappy but for Rene. But, I mean, that's boxing. He lost his title, and he said he wanted to hold his title for a long time when we talked. So yeah, it sucks. But at the same time, you know what? Renee can use that another loss, and he can still do well. He's a world champion, former world champion now. He's going to get good fights coming up, and he's probably going to get a rematch with Roger. Now on to the main event, the one that matters, honestly. Ryan Garcia and Luke Campbell. So I was real high on Luke Campbell coming into the fight. He is a former gold medalist, and he's a really good boxer. So to give you guys an idea of who Luke Campbell has fought, he has two really close losses. Not really close, but he has two losses that are really good to George Linares, which was a split decision loss in 2017. And then last 2019, he fought Vasily Lomachenko and lost that via unanimous one-sided fight. He has Adrian Young, even Mandy. He's good. But he's old now. He's 30-something, 33, I think they said. So he's not a spring chicken, to say the least. And this was a good test for Ryan Garcia, who hadn't been proven that he can fight among the big guys. Follow what I'm saying? So Ryan Garcia comes into this fight. This is a big, big opportunity for him to prove himself against a guy who's taken Linares to a very, very close decision. He has fought Lomachenko, and while he was dropped once, he really wasn't in that fight, but he went to decision with Lomachenko, which is respectable. So now you're looking at Garcia, which is this young guy coming in, and the fight is for a belt. Which one was it? The WBA World Super Featherweight title. It was an interim title though. The guy with that title is Devin Haney, which we'll talk about him in a second. So, Garcia is very good. He's very, very talented, and I like what I see from King Rye. He's got the fundamentals that are very awesome, and he's got a lot of stuff that he does well. But then he has a lot of stuff that he doesn't do well, like his footwork. Garcia kept the foot on the outside because this was a southpaw versus orthodox style matchup, and having the outside foot's important in that. And Garcia kept giving Campbell the outside foot. So you're in the situation here where Garcia's faster, he's the better boxer, but Luke's technique is just keeping him in this fight. So Garcia is cruising, he looks great, and then all of a sudden, Luke Campbell catches him with I think it was a hook, and knocks down Ryan Garcia. I'm watching this fight with my bosses at work behind the sales desk, and it's just like, oh my gosh, what's going on? It was amazing. I was enthralled to see Ryan Garcia put through such adversity. I don't want to see the guy lose because he's a very good boxer, and I think he's good for the sport. He brings in a lot of new fans. But at the same time, it was good to see him struggle. Okay? So, yeah, Ryan Garcia, tough luck. But at the same time, good job coming back. So he comes back, and man, he brings it. Yeah, Georgie, I agree with you. Georgie on YouTube said Ryan is a tier B boxer for me. I think he is, but saying that, I don't believe that he's stuck at tier 2. Or at a B tier. You follow what I'm saying? So I think that Ryan Garcia is very, very young. Let me see how young he is. I got him pulled up right here. Let's see. 22 years old. Oh my gosh. This kid's 22. He's not even in his prime yet. So while he didn't look fantastic and perfect against Luke Campbell, he did struggle through some stuff that he needed to. Honestly. Georgie, by the way, brother, thanks for coming in. Tell me what you think of the layout of this right here, because I made it the other day and I've been streaming with it. I haven't really gotten any feedback from anybody. But anyway, so back what I was saying, Garcia went through this adversity with Luke Campbell, something he needed, and now he's going to learn from that. You see what I'm saying? So he wants big fights now, and at 22 years old, he needs to take them. He needs to get as many as he can, and he knows who he needs to fight. I want to see him fight Devin Haney. That's the champion. agree with you. But if he posts less videos on Instagram and continues to work hard to become an A tier with this hype, yes, and that's what's important is getting more people to boxing. Mike Pendleton on My MMA News wrote about Jake Paul not belonging in boxing, and I kind of disagree because he said it's just bad for sport, and it's not because they're bringing new names into this, and they need new names big time. They really need new names. So I want to see him improve as a boxer. I'd like to see him take 2 more tune-up fights, work on that footwork of his, and yeah. So he needs to fight Devin Haney. That's the fight he wants. But he called out today Gervonta Davis, which is a really hard fight. I mean, but it's a banger. So that's going to be basically Floyd Mayweather, Oscar De La Hoya too, because that's their boys, right? Tank fights for Floyd's team, and Ryan Garcia is a Golden Boy guy. So Ryan Garcia said, I'm on a mission to knock out Gervonta Davis in 2 rounds. 2 rounds. Gervonta, if you do not take this next fight with me, you will not be remembered. Your legacy will forever be tainted. The money's there. Everything's there. No excuses. So I like that call out from him. I don't know if he can take on Tank, though, because Tank's a tough fight for him. Tank is a really, he's good. And that's a big step up for him. So I really want to see. Oh, yeah, and Tank responded. He said, when have I ever been a bitch? You know who you talk to 10 minutes before your ring walk? That fight already has been made. Now shut up and get ready. So they're talking about doing this. Gervonta Davis. So they'll probably both fight one other guy. Gervonta's coming off the big knockout of Leo Santa Cruz. One thing worth noting is Lomachenko was the number 1 pound-for-pound guy. Went the distance with Luke Campbell. Now, he is a smaller guy. Keep that in mind. But Garcia stopped him. It was a beautiful body shot, too. Let's talk about the body shot for a second here. It looks pretty good. I like your design. I really give you the feedback. You are the man, brother. I love you, Georgie. You are the boss. So when he comes with this body hook, he does a real good job. He steps in, drops that front shoulder to where it's supposed to be, and then boom, fires that hook right into the body. Perfect spot. He had been softening it up all night, which is what you got to do, and he that's perfect. He fought well. So Gervonta Davis, I like it. I'd rather Devin Haney, but we'll see. So, anyways, guys, thank you all for joining. I appreciate everyone that comes out and hangs out during these live streams and catches them after the fact. I am going to, that was Canelo's move. You're right, Georgie. I am going to call it a day, hop out of here, and I'll catch you guys next time. We'll do some more live streaming soon once we actually have fights to worry about. All right, guys, I'm out.